All right, let's go. What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon. We are back with another video. Get in here, because we gotta get into some things. Okay, so, well, it's a sad day for a lot of the barbs and a lot of people around the way. But before we get into some things, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsor for this video. Okay, you like my shop? Wait, you like my sweater? It turn you on? Wait till I stand up and you see what else I got on. Okay, I know that wasn't cool. That was my sexy red tee. You can just call me Sexy Green. But anyway, shout out to FashionNova for sponsoring this video and trusting me to keep my audience lit in FashionNova. So what I'm wearing today is an oversized, very lightweight, comfortable green hoodie. Feels very, very good. I love this green. I honestly was really nervous about the color, so I ordered this one and a dark green one because I just wasn't sure how it was going to pair. However, I love the brightness. I love the fit. And then I went and got the jeans kind of like with the kind of like the bell bottom finish. I forget what you call those jeans. But anyway, so I have the jeans one too. And it's like a green finish, okay? It's all green. Love that. The denim is good. And you got to really be bold to wear something like this, but it's definitely a statement piece if you can wear it right and you wear it and you rock it with confidence. All right. So whenever you do something like this, you have to just kind of wear it because the strong colors could wear you. But if you really rock this piece with confidence, pair with some dope glasses, maybe a dope hat, something like that, you never know. You'll get a lot of compliments. I got a lot of compliments when I wore this. This is one of those things that I kind of wish I didn't really take a picture in because you can't, once you take a picture, you kind of can't wear it again. But this is like one of my go-to looks. I'm all about simple flash. You know what I mean? Like it's really at the basics, it's a t-shirt. I mean, it's a sweatshirt and jeans, but it's the details. It's like the green denim, acid wash green denim with the oversized hoodie and the audacity to pair them both together. You know what I mean? It really takes a confident person to wear a look like this. However, you can do it. It gives us dope vibe. I feel like very 90s inspired meets, 20th century vibes, but, very updated in that sense. But anyway, I like this. Shout out to FashionNova. They have it in a variety of colors. They got pink, they got black, they got red, they got green, they got multiple greens, they got grays, they got yellows. They have different color pants too. So, check the website out. Maybe you might find something that fits you. Super comfortable, super dope. These are for this look, I would say, is for my explorative fashion people. All right. But anyway, let's get into the video. And shout out again to FashionNova for keeping us lit. All right. I love you all for supporting this platform. Thank you so much, FashionNova. Really great quality clothes too. All right, here we go. Excuse me. I don't know why I get on here. And every time I get on here, I just start choking. It's probably this damn fan. Jesus. Let me be. All right. I feel like I'm choking again. All right. Now we're done choking. Well, Queen Radio coming to an end. I don't know if it's indefinitely, but definitely for now. Amazon AMP app has announced that they are shutting down AMP Radio. And if you guys know AMP Radio was the home of Queen Radio, the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out Joe Budden, shout out Nicki Minaj. Little Yachty had a show there. I think NBA Youngboy had a show. Jason Lee had a show there. So AMP was a home for a lot of people to go, a lot of like celebrities and influencers and people like, well, not really influencers, but people with status, like celebrities. They were giving out a lot of deals to those celebrities to bring people over to the app. And however, the app has been shut down, okay? It says Amazon is discontinuing its live audio service called AMP. The company confirmed. AMP launched last March, so it's only been like a year and a half at a time where there was buzz around the Clubhouse audio amp. So they dropped it to compete with Clubhouse, StationHead, the Twitter, the Twitter space. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has been aggressively trimming costs across the company, period. Okay. It says Amazon is shutting down the live audio service app called AMP. The company confirmed to CNBC. We made the difficult decision to close AMP, an Amazon spokesperson said in a statement. We learned a lot about how live music communities interact in the process, which we are bringing to bear as we build new fan experiences at scale in Amazon Music. Okay. Now, I'm trying to find where they say why they ended up getting rid of it. They say AMP signed a big name artists such as Nicki Minaj, Lil Yachty, and Pusha T to host their own shows on AMP, which we're going to get into in a second. Now, the move comes as Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has been enriched in a sweeping review of the company's expenses as it grapples with slowing sales and a challenging economy. Why can't I read? And a challenging economy. Sorry, you all. Jassy has pared back under performing projects in riskier, newer verticals such as healthcare and grocery, froze corporate hiring, and eliminated more than 27,000 jobs. Okay, the AMP unit was hit with layoffs last year. Remember, we kind of reported on AMP laying people off, so they've been on the decline for a while. And it has struggled to meet internal goals and monthly active users, among other metrics. All right, so what that says to me is they've been laying people off. This was no surprise to a lot of the people at the company, and nobody's really on the app. Nobody's really listening, okay? And so what does that mean? What are my thoughts on that? I personally am not surprised. Let's talk about AMP as a whole first. The interface was very challenging. There was nothing exciting about it. There was nothing like pretty or fun or made you want to be on the app. It was very, very basic. Okay. Its competitors have a much better interface. It was much more user friendly, much more user exciting. You couldn't really, there was nothing to it that made me want to stay on the app, especially even like when I would be listening on the app and I would go out, then the show would stop. It was like the audio was trash. It was not a really good app in its entirety, just in itself. Right. But I think the issue is, with it not being a great app, every app has time to grow and build. I personally feel as though the companies, they messed up when they started hiring a lot of celebrities and people with inflated numbers that show you these inflated dashboards of what kind of numbers they have and give these people deals when, celebrities don't always turn over viewership in sales, especially when they're not consistent. Just because they have a celebrity name, people don't necessarily follow. And then you have some of these other people like the Jason Lee platform. No one's listening to Jason Lee. You know what I mean? However, Jason Lee knows how to inflate his numbers and his engagement and leverages that into deals, but no one really cares to listen to a Jason Lee show. Jason Lee has repurposed shows from Amped, Bigo, Miko, Revolt, YouTube, Twitter, Space, Clubhouse. No one listens. You know what I mean? However, he knows how to swindle people with the package of, look at my followers, look at this, when it's all bought and dead. But people buy into that, and then you're forced to close the company when you realize all of those metrics and all of that engagement, all those impressions, that those type of people post, it really ain't impressioning like that. So that was that part. So you're giving these people deals that really nobody cares to listen to on the influencer side. And then when you get to these celebrities, I'm not listening to Pusha T radio. Joe Budden was cool, but Joe Budden is kind of everywhere. We want to see Joe Budden podcast on Spotify. He had a Patreon at the time. He also had has a YouTube, and I'm not really listening to I want to see Joe Budden on those other platforms versus, a paid for app like AMP, because it's probably repurposed and I can probably get a more better and more enjoyable viewer and listener experience on Apple, Spotify, or hell, Patreon, or even watching the show with the visual element on YouTube. Lil Yachty, I don't know. I don't really listen to Lil Yachty, and I'm not listening to Lil Yachty radio show. Every celebrity, just because they have a name, does not deserve a radio show. Now, when we get into Nicki Minaj is a media personality and a rapper. I would listen to Nicki Minaj a radio show. However, the problem with Nicki Minaj, while she was probably the most famous person on the app, the biggest presence on the app, and the only person that could bring people on the app, that is such a big overhead that Nicki Minaj herself could not carry the app, number one. I feel like she could have carried it at a point. However, Queen Radio is not what it has been before since 2018. Queen Radio is trash. Okay. Nicki Minaj has gotten extremely lazy with Queen Radio. Everybody knows Queen Radio has become very predictable. She has built Queen Radio off the backs of being the bad guy, spilling tea, getting into some things. And ever since she's got on AMP, she has did exactly the opposite of what we known her to do on Apple Music. Not to mention, Apple Music was more clear, precise, pristine. The interface was clean, even though there was no chat, no this. We had the Twitter. It felt very professional. AMP is one of those things. I feel like Nicki Minaj preferred AMP because she can just get on her phone and hit live. I feel like Apple was too much of a commitment. It would have to be a real show. We'd get in the studio. It'd really be a performance. She'd get on here and just, rant from her phone. It's not hitting the same. The sound is not the same. The studio is not the same. The set is not the same. The energy is not the same. So I don't feel like she put her all into it. And on top of that, she stopped giving the fans what we expected from Queen Radio in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like Queen Radio over the years has completely flopped. And I feel like her energy has shifted. And I feel like that's because the app's energy kind of like, it doesn't make you feel like this is a big deal. Whether they're paying you, whether they're paying for billboards and all these things, because they just paid her for the last Queen Radio, just for 2 weeks later to say, we're shutting down the app. Here's my thought. They should have did something like StationHead. StationHead, pretty much used us, influencers, YouTubers, media people, new media. The idea is stop getting all these celebrities, or get some celebrities that's really going to put in the work. Stop using these influencers with inflated bot subscribers and numbers that's not real, and go to the people that are really talking to audiences and fan bases. StationHead did a good job by that. They used people like me and Milagro and all of us YouTubers and different influencers that talk to audiences and fan bases. They used us to bring a lot of people on the app. They gave us an incentive. They paid us. As we grew the app, they started docking the money, but then they started bringing celebrities on and bringing celebrity fan bases and stan pages on to stream the music, paying those celebrities. But what they did was they used people like me and others to bring our following over there, build the app. Then they started cutting the money once they had, the fans, the engagement, and then they started seeing the celebrities start saying, my fans are over here. They're building they're having whole streaming parties. They're doing this. It's a thing. So then celebrities started coming over there, and now it's all about the music and the stan pages now. And so StationHead is thriving. Now, is it fair? No, but it's a smart business model. So now they don't need the influencers because the celebrities want to be there. And plus, all those streams count towards album sales. I think AMP messed up because they just went straight celebrity first. And what I'm learning is celebrities don't turn over sales all the time. You need influencers. You need people that are really talking to the public. These celebrities, they come for their quick check. They don't really care. They're not invested because they have other things that they're doing. So they're not really there to grow your platform, whatever business it is. They're there for their next check. And once your app closes, they're on to their next deal using their celebrity. Whereas I feel like AMP should have brought more people for like more micro and mid-tier influencers instead of like celebrities and top-tier influencer people, because they're so busy with so many other different things. They don't really care. They're just there for a quick paycheck. Whereas you have micro and mid-tier influencers that is their thing. You slide them $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 versus $2 million, $1 million, or $500,000, $20,000. They're going to be on there every day for months, building that, talking, bringing the fans on there, creating streaming parties, doing all these things. So a lot of these brands mess up because they think they're going to go straight to these celebrities, and these celebrities are not going to turn over revenue. And eventually what they're going to do is they're going to take all of your resources, all of your budget, because they feel like, well, you're using my name. Look what I'm bringing. Look at this engagement that I'm bringing. So you're going to have to pay me this lump sum. And then the quality is trash versus you get 20 influencers, divide up that money that you were going to pay that celebrity, divide it up between those 20 micro influencers. They're going to be on there loving it. And you're going to have a really engaging platform. So that's my thing. Now, is this a failure for Nicki Minaj? This is a failure for Nicki Minaj. I mean, it's more of a failure for AMP for believing that these celebrities were going to be able to carry the app. It's not Nicki Minaj's job to carry the app. However, she did. The Queen Radio is not what it used to be. So this is a failure for her. This is the flop. Pusha T, I mean, that was crazy to even give Pusha T a contract. I don't know who's listening to Pusha T. Little Yachty, nobody cares. Jason Lee's going to repurpose his show on 50 different platforms because he's still trying to find, something to hit and stick, and no one cares. So Jason Lee is just knows the art of finesse. Let me inflate these numbers. Let me send over a pretty email and get a pretty studio package, but really no one gives a damn. I mean, nobody listens to no Jason Lee show. He just knows how to get into the rooms and send the emails. And as you can see, the platform is closing down because no one's listening. Nicki is not consistent, and the rest of the people no one listens to. So my thing is, well, where does Nicki Minaj go now? I feel like there was no place like Apple Radio, Apple Music. I would like her to go back, but it seems like she hasn't bashed him. So there may be a reason, there may be a way to go back. However, she might feel some type of way that they had Lotto there, so she might not go back. Something happened contractually with that situation in my mind, or the pay wasn't right. Something wasn't right, and she left. But it's a flop. It would be nice if she go to Spotify, or perhaps maybe she do a YouTube show. I'm not saying Bigo. I'm not saying TikTok. I don't want to see a bunch of dragons and things flying across. I want a nice, clear, pristine layout. However, YouTube, I don't think she wants to necessarily do a visual. I think that would be the next level, but then she would actually have to get serious about it. And I feel like she's putting out so much work. She likes to be able to go in whenever she wants to promote something. But I still feel like a visual Queen Radio could be fire. It's just, does she want to put the money and the resources behind it? I think she is a bit lazy when it comes to that. She was just relying on the fact that, oh, I'm Nicki Minaj. I'll pump fake the people into thinking that I'm going to go and do this whole get into some things, and the people will be listening, and girl, the show will be trash. People are over that. People are not even downloading it. People are not even listening because they realize it's trash. And then two, she was using it too much. And it was not for the right thing. She would just be going live just to go live for a few seconds. It was not making people want to go over there. So Amazon wasted a lot of money on that because I don't really think that they got what they want. Well, clearly, they didn't get what they wanted out of the situation from any of the people that they signed. They should have hired some micro influencers, divided that money up that they spent all this useless talent, and they would have had a thriving app. But a lot of people rely on names and celebrities. And nowadays, I'll tell you this, I'm learning as I'm watching, while celebrities are great, celebrities as a whole are trash. They're just in there for the money, and they expect you to give them premium dollar and give you the least amount of work because they have a name, and they are kind of lazy, and they expect free things. You need to find influencers, micro influencers, mid-tier, and even big influencers, because influencers I'm finding nowadays are just as big as celebrities when it comes to influence, turning over revenue and sales, and getting people to buy, especially because they're talking to their audience. And once they have a built-in audience, those influencers can get people to do things, and they're invested in that because that is their business. Most celebrities, that is not necessarily their business. Their business is about themselves. promoting, getting to the next check. And so I think that's where apps like AMP mess up. So those are my thoughts on that. I think AMP radio is dead, but I mean, who really listens to AMP radio? Every 2-3 months when Nicki Minaj says she's doing a Queen radio and she pump fakes us into thinking she's going to get into some things, and it actually falls flat. AMP radio was a trash interface, terrible user listening experience, and it felt very Android-like. So I don't think we're going to miss it. Queen radio, I mean, while I would say I will miss Queen radio, but Queen radio is trash. So I don't even know if there's even a need for Queen radio at this point, because Queen radio is a bunch of nothing. Where will she go? Will it come back? Is it over for good? Honestly, I don't even care. It's a waste of time. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will you miss Queen radio? Do you think Queen radio is officially dead? Should it come back? Where should it go? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, keep that same energy. Shop FashionNova, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.